Hello and welcome to Andrew's Podcast. Look at old Big 56 covering the backside. That's beautiful football right there. All right, good evening, everybody. Stop there real fast. And welcome to Andrew's the Podcast. This is our back here. I'm in focus. This is our Tuesday night, but it is Real Talk Tuesday, what we do every Tuesday night here. Waiting for the mayor to come in today. It's been a rather long day, so for all of us. But anyway, man, let's get this conversation started. One of the things I want to talk about before the mayor hops in here, this is going to drive me crazy. I ain't even tripping. What's going to drive me crazy is that this is out of focus, but we'll get through it. One of the things I looked at yesterday, I read about where this time. I had already heard about this, and I made mention of this some time ago on the podcast, but it was real early in the process where there was an effort for a part of the Waccamaw Neck to separate from the county, and that process has come. And so I'm gonna share this article with you guys real fast, and I'm gonna read over it. I'm gonna share it with you, so in case some of you haven't heard it. And now, and I'm gonna tie this into what, like, this ties into everything that I've been saying about the county, everything I've been talking about the fact that they're, the lack of ambulance coverage in the town of Andrews, the lack of response when it comes to the county in anything. You heard the young lady, Lori Glisson, that was on talking about when they had the 75 families who had been affected by fentanyl, the way that they felt after presenting their situation to the county council. They were met with just no response at all. They just looked at them and moved on to the next thing. And the same way that people in Lambertown felt when they brought the whole community out to protest against the building of that solar farm that took away a lot of hunting area, just a lot of, natural just cut into the natural beauty of the landscape of Lambertown, and the county just sat there and looked at them. Didn't really respond to anybody, or I guess they played around with it for a while, and then I don't know if you guys remember, I did a video where Councilman Raymond Newton, my favorite councilman, was complaining that all of the contracts for the work that was done over in Lambertown was going to out of town contractors. That is highly illegal. Okay. I understand the sentiment of wanting the work to be done by local vendors, but if the better deal comes through somebody from somewhere else, it's the county's obligation to go with that deal. So for him to sit on in a county council meeting and talk about the fact that local people were not getting the jobs, which made me think he was talking about some people that he knew that weren't getting these jobs. And this again ties into this article, and let me find this other piece here where, again, I came across this just by going to the county council meetings and being interested, and this all came around the time of the situation in Lambertown, and I met this lady right here.
Good evening. My name is Cindy Person. I am legal counsel for Keep It Green Advocacy. We are a public interest law firm that often represents folks who speak at public meetings. This evening at County Council, there was the final vote on a proposed ordinance number 2243, and we expressed our opinion that there are grave constitutional concerns about that. It's a 3-page document that is single-spaced, so there's lots of language that we think impinges on the First Amendment and the Due Process Clause. And as far as I understand, the ordinance was just passed and will be implemented at some point in the near future. So we're exploring our options. Thank you.
And what she was talking about is just the overreach of the county council. Now, this lady, the same attorney who you just saw right there, she is vocal with this group. Okay. And bring the mayor on in there. How you doing, sir?
Oh, wow. It's tired. Long days, but we're surviving.
Same thing here, man. I'm a chicken farmer now also, so you're
who?
I'm a chicken farmer, poultry farmer. I'm
yeah, I heard the other day that you're out there raising little chicklets.
Like Tyson Farms are this beast.
How they come? What's your? I don't know if you call them flock or what. What's your? How many little chicklets you have out there?
We got 4 right now.
4, and that's a good start. Do we know whether they're hen or roosters or whatever?
Nah, I'm going from the very little bitty stage.
Yeah.
And so I made my own little brooding, where you got to keep them under the light, and so
that's real nurturing right there now.
Man, it's real therapeutic. Yeah, I didn't know I could find solace in birds, but
no, they'll do that. They'll do that to you. I'll tell you, my daughter she found one. I think when we were doing that little exercise around the block, and I don't know where this little bitty came from, but I don't know if it was a duck or I don't know, but she brought it home. And it's pretty dark story. She brought it home and trying to nurse it. It was during the winter time, and so she went off to school, and I don't know who did it. I'm not taking responsibility, but apparently it was too close to the fireplace.
Ooh.
So it was one of the toughest things I had to do. So I was thinking about this thing all day. How do I break this to my daughter? Because she's a real animal lover. And man, I got to the school. So I said, hey, Jazz, I got something to tell you. And so she gave me, I think she's probably in the 4th or 5th grade, really, really tough situation. I said, something happened to your little chicken. Oh man. And her reaction wasn't as, it wasn't what I thought it was, as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it was a problem. And so that led to me saying, okay, I've got to replace these things. And man, end up, talking to this lady where she was at, after school program, and said, oh yeah, my sister has these rabbits. I said, okay, cool. I'll get a rabbit. When I got there, they had 2 rabbits. My life wasn't the same since then because she loved the rabbits, but that wore off real quick. But now I'm stuck with two rabbits, and they grow fast.
Yeah, and they
eat up everything.
Yeah, and eating, and they poop a lot too.
So I'm stuck doing all the maintenance, and it was this nightmare. So when I finally got to the point where I was, was going to give them to someone, because they're now pets, you can't eat them, and so and they evaded me. I mean, I was trying to get them into this little carrying thing, and oh man, it took about 2 hours to get these rabbits in there. But when I got them to the lady that one of these things, I'm like, I bought you a cage. You got like 2 months worth of supply of food. What else do you need? Take these things. So yeah, be careful. Be careful with them.
Yeah, and I'm kind of preparing like with the birds. Like I joined this new page today because I'm trying to figure out how to design the chicken coop. I saw where it's this new thing going around where they got these mobile chicken coops now where you design it. So like, because part of the yard, matter of fact, I got a tree knocked down. I got a video I'm gonna pull up on that in a little bit. Got the tree put down today, and it's got some hard. Anyway, I'm going way off out of here, man. But
listen, it's gonna keep you busy.
Yeah.
And they're great little things. I grew up with all of these, chicken, geese. My grandmother had them all, so very much, accustomed to them. Even squirrels.
Exactly. But that was life. Yeah. That was just normal. Now it's fad. You know what I mean? Now I feel kind of, what's that word? What's that word they use? It's like faddish. What's that word?
Yeah.
I can't even remember.
But you wait till they start, if they're hens, preferably at least 1 or 2 of them are hens. Oh, they produce eggs, and and a lot of people got into that because at this period of time during the transition of the administration, eggs was a big deal. Everybody had chickens, and that that seemed to be the most important thing in the world. And a lot of folks went out there. I'm not so sure they knew what they were getting into because it takes care and taking care of them, especially the stage they're in right now. But good luck to you, man. You softball now, raising chickens.
Hey, man, I gotta have my vices, man. I gotta have my vices.
Coaching softball, you're doing it up.
Listen, all right. So we're gonna get into Andrews High football, but I spent some time here talking about something that I found fascinating, and I think it ties into everything that we talk about when we talk about our angst with the county, right? And that's the situation with the folks over in this Pawleys Island group that have not only have they come up with this stuff, but they have also got enough petitions. So I'm gonna read this article. This article is a little bit dated. The first one here, it goes back I think about to the 19th. That's what I mean dated, because they just had a meeting the other day, and there's some interesting things that came out of that. And again, I think I think it fully ties in to what we're dealing with on this end of the county. We got some of the same problems, but I'm gonna just keep it real. This group is put together. You got lawyers over there involved with this. You got money behind this. Okay. And so but I thought I think this is something interesting, and a lot of these little communities should look at this and pay attention to what's going on here. But anyway, let me run through this article real fast. A group is seeking to form a new town on the Waccamaw Neck. Says it's received more than half the signatures needed to submit in an application for incorporation, but major hurdle remain: who will provide law enforcement services. Okay, incorporation proponents and the sheriff offer two different takes on how to clear the hurdle, with the sheriff going so far as saying that the group pushing for the new town has so far not agreed to meet with him to discuss public safety issues. This is conflicting, because I'm gonna read another article that completely contradicts this. Okay,
what's the date on this?
This date right here is this was printed August 19th. Now, when it was actually written, who knows?
Okay.
Okay, so the Pawleys Island Municipal Study Group, a nonprofit led by Pawleys Island resident Andy Halleck, hopes to incorporate a portion of the Waccamaw Neck stretching from south of Brook Green Garden to north of Debbie. The proposed town would have a population of 16,400 people, making it the largest municipality in Georgetown County. The new town would encompass most of the 29585 zip code, according to the Pawleys Island Litchfield Municipal Study Group. Those who live in the lower Waccamaw Neck and have a Pawleys mailing address would largely be included, with some exceptions. Let's see. Last summer, the group began communicating with the public via email and Facebook. It recently began holding in-person meetings for the first time. The effort to incorporate was driven primarily by fear of overdevelopment on the Waccamaw Neck. The group seeks to take control of the area's development decisions from the county, let's say what it is, and escape Georgetown County's new comprehensive plan, which was finalized last year. And it says here, quote, all we're looking to do is have autonomous planning and zoning function, the study group member Jim Register said in an August 9th information session. Okay, and it goes on to talk about, it's a really kind of long article. I'm gonna read a shorter one, but it again, law enforcement was one of the main hurdles. But just from that, what are your first thoughts on initial thoughts on this?
Well, of course, I don't know all the details, but I was aware that this thing was brewing a couple of years ago. Of course, it doesn't. Well, I guess I better be careful to see how it would impact the town, because again, you're talking about now a fourth municipality if this thing is passed, and it sounds like they have all of their ducks in order. Now, all those things that are, fire protection, safety and all that stuff certainly plays a part in it. And it sounds like they just have to get to the table with all of the entities that will provide their service. The fire, I think Midway is close to them in terms of fire protection, and also, of course, the sheriff department covers Georgetown County. So whatever, what can you afford? Because it takes more. Well, let me back up, because now you're talking about an area that's already been under the protection of
the county. That's I'm sitting there listening, and this is like, how is this a conflict?
Yeah,
but right now you can go
and become a municipality. Yeah, but when you become a municipality, then now that home rule, and I think we talked about this a little more, and it changed the dynamic some, it doesn't, it doesn't decrease the number of people you're covering, but there are some things that you probably have to pay for some services now that you're no longer part of the rule or outside of a,
I'm Mayor.
a government. So
I don't.
That makes, but again, that's probably the richest. That's probably the most wealthiest part of this county.
I know, probably it is.
The assumption is they can afford, yeah. And you're talking 16,000 people, so I'm sure that they could they get to the table, and get their heads together. They'll come up with that, because really, I think the long pole in the tent when you're trying to become a municipality, it's the people, and it sounds in terms of they vote and their desire, and it sounds like they have that, and it may not be able to stop any progress. Because of the Georgetown County Water and Sewer District, which that won't change, it won't change. And the protection, again, now that you're a municipality, you're kind of responsible for these things, these other services.
But if the services, they don't want to get into that business. But if you don't have those services, that's that new municipality would sit within the county, which sits in the county of Georgetown. That's what the sheriff took an oath to do. And
but it's still.
I remember mm-hmm. Chief Cockrell basically setting things straight, because the sheriff, from that interview I had with him, the sheriff is not to be paid no extra money to do service and to service the people that voted for him, or not even voted for him, but the people in the county that he was elected to represent.
Well, and again, I've never, obviously I've never served in that position, but I think then, there's people out there can direct these guys. If they're going to be a municipality, they will have an attorney, and they'll have folks who are smart about that. And but you're not going to get it done if you don't get around the table and talk about it.
But let's talk about okay. Let me read this other article right here real fast. Excuse me.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And let's get into what pushed the people of the Waccamaw Neck to go to this extreme measure. I consider this to be an extreme measure. You're talking about creating a new town, a new municipality, and not only a new one, but it would be the largest one in Georgetown County. You know what I mean? So, and let's get into and this article that I found in Gab, it speaks to why the sentiment of why these folks are going to this extreme. And again, my thing is tying they're experiencing the same thing pretty much that we're experiencing in Andrews. Maybe not to the same scale, maybe not about the same resources, but the unresponsive nature of the county council and Georgetown County is a problem. But let me let this article tell you guys a little bit more. Okay, Pawleys Island. The Pawleys Island Municipal Study Group met with Pawleys Island Civic Group. And to be clear, because a lot of folks think, when you riding through 17, you riding through the town of Pawleys Island. That's not correct, is it?
I'm sorry, say that again.
When you're riding on 17, you come across the bridge, you come through Pawleys Island. You're not riding through the town of Pawleys Island, are you?
To be honest with you, I don't know where the dividing lines are. I heard the Waccamaw Neck, but in terms of how geographically laid out, I'm not so sure. I don't know. I really don't know. But they're obviously very closely connected with all of the, Pawleys Island, Merle's Inlet, that kind of business. I don't know where that neck is, or where the jurisdiction lies, and how they're going to carve this out. But obviously, it's very important because you're talking 16,000 people. Because with Andrews at population in terms of the voting population is 2575. Georgetown, I think, is close to 10,000, if not over. And but the Pawleys Island, the existing town of Pawleys Island, I think was barely over 100 residents voting.
Exactly.
So where the 16,000 is coming from, it's interesting, to watch this thing unfold.
Well, okay, it breaks it down a little bit more here. It says, all right, the idea of forming Georgetown County's fourth municipality is a result of battles with the county over planning and zoning issues on the Waccamaw Neck that many see is leading to overdevelopment. Okay, the pro incorporation group see this as the only way to stop the Waccamaw Neck from becoming, as they say, another Myrtle Beach or Mount Pleasant. We see what's going on with those places. Of Keep It Green advocacy. I'm sorry. Cindy Persons, that's the lady who I played the video of earlier, guys. Cindy Persons, executive director of Keep It Green advocacy. So made. I don't know what that word is. SOMAID. Maybe it's a misspell. Hundreds of people showed up at the Georgetown County Planning Commission and the county council meeting, voicing opposition to the plans being drafted by the county. The officials ignored, there's that word again, their constituents. And so I just want to point out that I'm not the only one that's saying that. This other lady's not the only person that's saying that. The county council has a reputation for ignoring. I mean, in some cases, I found out they ignored the recommendations of some of the commissions.
Yeah, for a long time they've been battling this thing, going through it even before this action was surfaced, and it was obvious that they did not agree with some of the zoning and some other things in terms of the planning and zoning things that were going on in terms of this comprehensive plan that the county was developing, and they voiced it. Attorneys was involved, like I said, Keep It Green and all those folks. And I think you'll see that almost any place. Folks they get accustomed to their community or their town or whatever the case may be in a certain way, and then when any new ideas to shift to something else, it become contentious. And I think at every level, you're going to have that. I mean, like right now, so we have a lot of, we had a lot of activities through, community activities going on. Some don't necessarily agree with that. And so, you'll hear some of the, side conversations, but you're going to have that. This is a big deal. This is much bigger. This is a big deal to talk about now, carving a new municipality out of this thing, they're taking it very seriously.
To your point, it was announced Thursday. It was announced during Thursday's meeting that the goal has been met. The petition will be presented to the Secretary of State's office, asking to hold a vote on incorporation. A feasibility study of service must be conducted, and again, that's what we're talking about now, before the application goes to the Joint State Committee. No. So once they submit that, then the Secretary of State's office will send down. Ooh, it's gonna pass.
I've seen. So this will be the 272nd municipality if it moves it. But I've seen municipalities created just 50 residents, and this is in the last 3 or 4 years.
And so this is
again.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So this is. This is moving in that direction. I know if those folks got it done, and you have the financial backing and all this other, and the people, it's probably going to pass.
It says here during the Thursday meeting, but it says here. It says here during Thursday's meeting, it was explained that the town would operate without a new property tax for residents, while they still will have to pay the county's property taxes. State law does not allow a new property tax to be added. Okay, the organizers say that they can generate money through fees such as business licenses, They also say that they would receive $1.3 million from the state on insurance premiums that is returned to cities and towns by the South Carolina Municipal Association. Then it says the group says it would cost $874,140 to operate the town the first year. They say $130,000 would go to the town manager and $120,000 would be spent on planning and zoning. So the ball is rolling.
Yeah, it sounds like they've done some analysis, but I tell you, until you get in there and start operating this thing, man, you're gonna find the expenses coming from all over the place. So, but having met some of those folks who are behind this thing, very smart people, been in business for a long time, and it sounds like they got their ducks in order to move this thing forward. So, but it's interesting to watch. But I've got to stay focused on what's happening here in the big town of Andrews, man. But this is what we do. I mean, this is what this show is about. We talk about this is about local government, and I would be the last person to say, hey, I got all the answers. I wouldn't say that, but it's still worth, I think, as a part of our listening audience, to understand, what's happening throughout, and then try to figure out what's the impact on where you live. Whether it's this issue or any zoning issue somewhere else, or any decision that's made where I sit or anybody else, you have to pay close attention to it. I'll say, for example, like, I was talking to one of the elderly ladies today about her bill, and she was saying how difficult it is because she's on a fixed income, and then that, some of the decisions made at the top level is impacting the small, amount of money she's getting monthly, and Medicare, Social, all that kind of business, and it just, it hit home to have a conversation. We hear the chatter on, big screen and TV, that kind of business, but when you're sitting across from someone it's impacting them right now, it pays to pay attention and have these kind of conversations, so we all can be part of it and informed, so you won't get surprised. So we're gonna continue to talk about things that may or may not impact where we sit, but I certainly will not be the one that's pointing any fingers and saying we do this better than you, or whatever the case may be. But I do have an opinion.
Yeah. And yeah, I see the connection where, because I see the connection, and it's that county council that has been, the constant thread. And I guess, I don't know, maybe I wish people could see the power in what they're doing. You know what I mean? I get it. And now the more I think about it, it could be a short-sighted plan, because you're planning the town. So after the initial planners, you know what I mean, pull off this thing, whatever, what's the plan then? You know what I mean?
In terms of sustaining?
Yeah, what's the sustainable? What's the, you know what I mean? And I would be interested, and I'm sure that they've looked into this type of thing. You know what I mean? But
yeah, like I said, the folks I spoke with, a couple of years ago, are well prepared to take on this task, and they've brought in some experts, and so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. So best of luck to all of them over there, man. But it really comes down to what does the people want, and someone mentioned it in the comments there. It's it's voting. And being able to see beyond your vote. How is this thing going to play out?
Yeah, but the average voter in Georgetown County is, and I mean, I don't want to insult anybody, but we sat on and scream about these ones taxes, and you saw that lost tax barely. And if I go ask the average person right now watching, maybe hey, what did you vote for when you voted for the capital project sales tax? I have no clue. None. So I got you, but and that's a raw analysis of voting. You know what I mean? It's just what I encounter when A lot of
And
involvement.
you see it. I think you see it from the local government on to national elections. The same
Yes,
kind of
absolutely, absolutely.
lack of involvement. Not being informed, and then when things start to happen that
Intellectually
you
lazy.
don't like, then you know
Intellectually
so it's
laziness.
important to get out there and vote. So we have an election coming up here in a few months. So encourage people to get out and get yourself registered so you can have let your voice be heard through your voting.
Yep.
And real quick, I do want to touch on. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, and you have to be registered 30 days prior to the election that you want to vote in. And if you haven't voted in a while, you probably need to go and refresh and make sure that you refreshed on the register. It's too easy to check this stuff online right now while you're sitting here, as opposed to getting down there and making a big thing during the day of the election. I know
Yeah.
you're registered, but if you haven't voted in a while, they will archive you. It will take you basically off the active roll. So pay attention to that too.
Oh, absolutely. That was a big deal. And this reel is just thing a little, narrowly focused on Andrews for our folks out there listening. Been experiencing some low pressure at certain times of night. So again, a part of this this new system that's been installed now is working out the bugs and to get it regulated. And so that's having a system that really talks to the water towers and the wells, and making sure that they are synchronized so they can turn on, turn off, and keep the right level of water in the tower and circulating to maintain the PSI that we're looking for. That has not, we're working out the bugs right now. So at points of, like this morning we had low pressure. Simply went out and sent the guys out to override the system and turn the wells on, and then we got to get back with the contractors. Excuse me. Again, to see what's going on and work these things out. But right now, we'll go back to operating manually until the contractors can work these things out. And that again, a lot of times, man, it's the got a lot of good things going on, but again, you don't know where there's going to be some triggers that set you back and make it look like it's not, but not working or worth the time. But it certainly is, because this will give us the ability to manage this system from wherever you are. It'll be on your smartphone and other places to see and read this thing from wherever you may be. Right now, we have to physically go out and see what's going on with it. Go ahead.
Is the low pressure concentrated in one area, or is it throughout?
This morning it was across the town, because again, when these things either didn't come on or something happened with the power throughout the night, the water was used and then it got low, so it affected all of us. But as soon as they turned the wells back on, wells on, then it started to build back up. Right now, we're running both wells so we can again build that capacity in the tower, and then go back to now alternating the wells, and again until these bugs will work out and get this thing synchronized.
So is it reasonable to, as long as you continue to upgrade this system, we're going to go through these growing pains? Is that a reasonable assessment?
That's a reasonable assessment. Again, for South Morgan, it's still, it's not the smooth path we were used to several months ago. It's because, we had to dig that entire road up from, for 5 blocks from Main Street down to Alder, and, replacing 6-inch lines and with the 8-inch lines and 8-inch sewer lines, which was collapsing before because there were leaks in it. And so now the road is bumpy. So the guys are not going to pave that. That's a part of the contract. They're not going to pave that until they work out all the bugs, because you'll see spots now where there's some water. It should not be any leaks, because we got a new system. So something hasn't been completely abandoned. So the contractors have to go back in, look in that area, isolate that, and make sure that all of that water is funneling through that 8-inch line. And then when you do that, now you're increasing the capacity that's coming through that. So when it goes from an 8-inch down to 1.5 inches, and those lines, again, part of this old system, it's going to create some pressure. More pressure than that old line can handle. So you'll have leaks. And I give it to the guys down in the maintenance team. They chased these things and got most of them fixed, especially the big ones. But they were causing some eruptions along the line, and that's going to happen. So we find it, we fix it, and we move on. And I think we probably got that kind of under control right now. But last week was a tough one to catch up with these leaks. But it's all a part of upgrading the system. You wouldn't believe some of the contraptions you would see under how these things are wired all different ways. There's no way to isolate it. So all that has to come out and then install it. So now you have lines that are done properly. And people got to go back. This is old town, 1906 or 1909, I should say. And those lines, whenever they start putting them in, some of them are still there. Clay pipes still there. Can't afford to get them all done simultaneously. So when you put in new ones, it's going to cause some problems on the other end. And so, to your point, you talked about isolated areas. So the one that's kind of boxed out there has been affected more than anyone else. So when pressure's good everywhere else, and you have the well down on the southeast side of town, which is Tamarack, if that's not running, that group of people right there will experience low pressure or reduction in their pressure. We haven't 100% figured out yet, but we're looking for any potential partially closed valves, and how these lines are routed. So I say I'm talking to the burden is on the contractors to get that figured out. But of course we're there. And then you have two more projects going on, which the county is the lead on, two storm drain projects that will affect our system potentially if they don't do it right. So you got storm drain by the wreck that runs all the way south, and then there's one that they closed at 521 is closed now because they're installing a new storm drain. Again, it's going to be inconvenience, but the potential you will not have water flooding in your area. So it's going to be a little uncomfortable for a little bit, but if you look long term, it's going to resolve some of the issues we've been experiencing over the last number of years. So it's a kind of a good problem to have because it's really getting fixed, and it's got to work out the bugs as you go. So that's my focus.
Have you shared this detail of explanation as to what's going on with the news people that continue to show up at your doorstep?
Yeah. But I've learned a lot of lessons there too. Yeah, matter of fact, I spent an hour and a half, with the young lady, and what came out of that wasn't close to what we talked about. Documents all over the place. So, I know there's politics involved in everything, and the way I see it, my assessment is that you got one mayor, and you have a bunch of people. So if you make your money through the number of viewers that you have, who you going to side with? So you just got to understand that and know that a lot of that criticism and misinformation comes with the parking space.
Yeah, truth is the new hate speech.
Yeah. So I hear it and I move on, and it becomes some people. That's what they do. They constantly call in the news station and providing them really misinformation, just lies, and you just have to deal with it.
And that's what sells.
Yeah,
that's what sells, and that's what sells in that branch of media. Aside from that, let's see. Where are we at? First Thursday.
That's one of the best cup of coffee I had in a while. Yes, sir. Yes, Thursday, man. But more exciting news is it's football season again.
Hey, and we beat Georgetown off the top.
We smoked Georgetown. 30-7.
30-7.
But that
slow first half. But and then again, I'm gonna tell you too. I think we might be a little too. We expected perfection off the top. I mean, that was game one because I had to go back. That's why I couldn't do a show right after I watched the game. Because I'm in pure fan mode. You know what I mean? And I had to go back and I had to give it to them guys. Like, the defense gave up nothing. And come the second half, this guy, one of the chain guys, one of the chain crew for Georgetown was like, they need to put AJ up. They running him too much. And just about that time when he said that, AJ broke off a 65 yard.
He did. He said, "Hey man, I know, I know he's good." He said, "I know AJ is good." I mean, he said this to me. I know AJ is good, but they probably running him too much. And I'm like, man, you must be hadn't seen this young man play over time. He just gets stronger as the game went, and then ends up with 296 yards.
Yes, and AJ's a one-way player. AJ's on one side of the ball,
so he's gonna recover through the and 4 touchdowns. So I shout out to the coaches and those guys, man. They know coach, but you see. There's a pattern. That second half, I think he goes there with 2 game plans.
Yeah, I don't know what he told him at halftime, but that was a different team. That was a different team. That was a different team that came out there, and they were more physical. They were more. They just imposed their will in the second half.
So we have some new blood. That's a standout. Number 17.
Man. Vaughn. That's what he said. He's call him Vaughn.
He call him Vaughn.
Hey man,
I don't want to butcher his last name, but they're talking about a young freshman. Bezelou. And I'm telling you, when I saw that guy, so we'll talk about the man on the defense, the two monsters on the defense. But for this young man to play as well as he did and as aggressive throughout the entire game as a freshman, that's a big deal.
And he had and you got to add into the fact that they running away from Chris.
Yeah,
they running away from Chris, and so my concern coming into the season, man, I miss Khalil. Shout out to Khalil Dorsey over at Coastal Carolina. My concern was, man, who's going to step up? Who's going to take the weight? Who's going to hold that side down? And to my surprise, man, this kid, and I mean, jumped off he's one of them kids who he jumped off the field. I mean, his game, it's just like
it was crazy. Anytime most of the time you would see him, and you'll see him when you got Big Stewart there. But that is, you're right. So they ran away from him almost all night. And I think coach started moving him around to get him where anticipate the run is going to be. And then to watch Chris catch the ball. This guy got some of the best hands out there, man. So he is a double threat. And they were triple teaming big pressure cooker Davion. Davion was getting triple teamed down there. Now, this matchup on Friday night.
Oh man,
gonna test the will of a lot of people.
Hey, listen, I shared some photos and I got mollywopped. I got mollywopped, man. I got mollywopped. Hey, and the big fella, I'm like, hey, don't take it out on me. You know what I mean?
Hey,
but
and I think you're talking about Big Giles.
Big Giles, yes, sir. Big Giles. Big
Giles.
But listen, Big Giles did exactly what I would have done. What you posting Carver's Bay on Andrew's page for? You know what I mean?
Hey, shots fired.
Hey, that's shots fired. That's old what's her name? Huff. That's old Huff start getting it popping.
And that's what the game is about, man. It's going to be trash talking. It's going to be all kind of things going to get folks fired up about this game because it's a big deal. You heard the announcer from Georgetown made it before the game started. This is about bragging rights in the county.
Yep, and guess who got it?
And so I'm not sure they heard it. I heard it because we're fans. We're big fans about these guys. But there's Mr. Bezelou right there, man. This is an awesome young man and player. And look who's behind him.
With the football name, Javon Bezelou. That's like Javon Purse. That's like Von Miller. Like, come on, man. Hey, and you see the big guardians in the back behind him, man.
Big guardians in the back, man. They watching over little man. but yeah, so Davion, I'm not so sure when they line up. Is he and Giles a head to head? I don't know.
I'm gonna say this right here. Bring your lunch pail Friday night, because Big Giles will try to put you on a poster. So we not playing no games. Don't mess around with that kid, man. The kid that's the definition of a nasty lineman.
Well,
and
I think there's something out there now. I've seen two clips or two videos where I guess they call it pancake or something. Where
he put one boy on skates, man. I'm talking about one kid, and this was a big boy, and I mean, like that boy was on like they was playing on ice.
Yeah, I mean, he pushed him back 15, 20 yards. But again, you're talking about a 300-pound lineman. He's got to be 6'3", 6'4",
and we'll slam you. And we'll slam you.
Well, you know, right now I'm talking about what he's going to be facing if he's lined up with.
It's all good.
Davion's a man within his own rights.
But
you can't go to sleep.
And that's it. I'm giving it to him, but I know pressure cooker. I know what pressure cooker gonna do. Pressure cooker them did it last year, and so right now, you feel what I'm saying? Pressure cooker ain't getting the looks that I think he should be getting, right? And so his opportunity, baby. You got the number one offensive lineman in the state of South Carolina right now coming to town, baby. Coming to town. I mean,
what young men going to go head to head? I'm assuming, and it's going to be a great game. Hopefully, you know, everyone comes out to watch these guys because they're practicing hard. I think they even practice on Labor Day, I believe. I'm not so sure.
9 o'clock Monday morning.
Yeah. So the boys are ready. O'Reilly Jordan in the middle, down there in the thick of things. You know.
Yeah, I got a good shot of Big Rouse where the quarterback, guy had a handful of Rouse face masks.
Yeah.
And,
there. It's ugly. It's ugly between the lines.
Yeah.
But Riley and them boys, they hold their ground, and so it's going to be a big fight, man, on that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's going to be. Oh, speaking of Chris, man, at that tight end spot, I got that catch that he caught. Man, I'd be looking to throw him the ball because he is that's a big man coming around there. That's a big man coming off that corner.
Hey, when I went to church, you know, I haven't been that close to him. I went to this church on Sunday, and was able to stand. You know, he joined the church and got baptized. All that great stuff, man. It's a beautiful thing. Hey man, how do you stop that?
Hey, look at number 1. He ain't even tried. 11. Number 11 was like, nah. Come on, man. Look at him. He said, nah, don't want none of that. Hey, I would have had to hit old Big Chris. I would have had to hit him now in the end zone.
Shout out to a QB, man. I mean, he was putting it where it needed to be. You know, and and that's I tell you, man, that was a historic night for a lot of reasons. One, that was young Avery's first official high school win. I mean, it's at varsity. Started
as starter, and his dad tied. Talk a little bit about what his dad did.
Yeah, so you know he's been coaching at Andrews High since 2013, and had a lot of great seasons. Last Friday night, he tied the winningest, you know, the winningest coach's record, which is Coach Simon Lewis, who's, you know, young man I played for back in the early '80s. I mean, just a fantastic coach, good mentor. He was one of them guys you would see, you know, easily standing by Bear Bryant, in my opinion, you know, Coach Simon Lewis. And Simon's time there, he won 85 games. Well, last Friday night, Coach Durham achieved his 85th win. So a lot on the table throughout this whole season, because of course they take one game at a time, but have an opportunity Friday night to move beyond that point, which is a tremendous achievement. And again, a lot of players that play a part in that, and so that's one other feat, one other aspect of what's happening, and then there's another one that you want to talk about. With the Durham family. So you got the starting quarterback, you got big coach,
right there in the shot right there. You see him right there.
And now his son joins the team as one of the assistant coaches. I think he has the running backs. I think he's a running back coach. And so he got his first official, victory as a coach. And so it's a big deal, man. I think that's, anytime that you can share times like this with your son, or your sons in this case, is something that you cherish and will, for a lifetime. And so kudos to the Durham family, man, coaching his sons and all the success that they have and will have as sharing the coaching responsibilities. And of course, I want to make sure I'm right. So Ricky and his son was on the sideline. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, yep. Poston. So this is nothing. It's not new, but the Postons are doing. They've been doing it for years, and so you see, and I'm sure they spend a lot of time talking about football and trying to make this thing better. It's in their families, obviously, and they get an opportunity to coach some fantastic young men. The Chris Stewarts, Davion McNair, the Bezalus, and those that have passed, came through Andrews High that helped them to reach this 85 victories. So it's a big deal, man. And I'm excited about this season and what these guys can do. But you got to play every down. You can't take a down off, and you just got to get it done. But man, I'm so happy for Chris, who's in the senior year. AJ is in his senior year, running like he's never ran before, but he's accustomed to these big games. That's what they did, throughout his career, and they know if they give him a step, it's over.
Yeah, he ended up on the University of West Georgia's radar. I got some information I was able to share with his mom today. I thought that was awesome.
Well, and hopefully, they're watching the work that you're putting in here to capture these moments, that they'll have, firsthand video and photos.
Well, I can't take credit for that. I'm gonna have to give that to man. This is rough. To the opposing teams that we playing this week, a father from the opposing team. That's how real it is, man.
Okay.
One of the fathers from the Zion's father. Yeah, from Carver's Bay.
Okay.
He has been.
Oh, Coach. Judge Giles.
Yeah, he's been funneling information, sending information, to these parents, communicate with these moms, getting them this information. Awesome. So yeah, I could not take credit for it.
That's what you're supposed to do, man. You share, you're creating path, man. Like again, with Zion, being a 5-star recruit, and I think he's committed to USC. And for Jonathan to share that, those things.
Man, listen. He's talking to the recruiters because all the recruiters. He's developed a relationship with these different recruiters. This man is talking about Andrews. Hey, look at this kid. Look at this. This ain't. This is. And I don't know if you wanted me to share that or not, but I it's awesome.
Well, I'm sure he's been doing this. He's got huge heart, great man, and so I'm not completely surprised by that. But that's what we're supposed. That's where the village come in, man.
No doubt.
And you know, we're wrapped around. You know, we're fans, but then you got folks looking beyond this point.
Yeah, looking big because it's you know, again, these games are, you know, they're fun and this and that, man, but it's a bigger picture for these young men, and like that's just that is an example that we should all follow. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our guys have the talent, and you know, preferably, and these guys are doing well inside in the classroom as well. You know, academically they're there, so you know, shout out to Jonathan, Judge Giles on again sharing these guys accolades or their performances with these other big schools. So I'm excited about it, man. So will you be in the building?
Yes. Man, I'm working on that. I actually got booked for a gig for the whole weekend.
Yeah. You know, you got to, that number one job got to take precedence.
I've been getting gear in all day. I've been charging, getting different little cameras ready. I got a trail ride that I'm gonna be covering. And yeah, so I'm working to figure out how in the devil I can do both. If not, I got to figure out a way to get somebody to stream the game somehow. You know what I mean?
I know you'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I'll figure it out. And hey,
but I will be at the B team's game tomorrow in Scotts Branch.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see when yeah, I got summons by my man Amir. Yeah, it was a soft demand. You know what I mean? But he dropped it on me. He just, you know, with no words, just dropped the schedule on me like, make a choice.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
Oh man, I see you got me. You got me on the next one. I got you.
Hey, that's good stuff. Now you know the announcement's been made, so tailgating is now, you know,
hey, back on, baby. It's party time.
Tailgate is back on, followed by the Heritage Festival. You know, the next day we've got the talent locked in for that, and so we're expecting for another good weekend of fun, celebration, that kind of business, man.
So there's going to be 2 tailgates apparently. I seen a flyer for one. It almost looked like a fake flyer. I'm like, how many DJs can you have? Like, you get to choose a DJ. I almost want to go to that one. You know what I mean? Hey, let me get a DJ. Let me get DJ Clip. But yeah. Is that? I seen where Miss Pinckney was saying that the Alumni Association is not involved with the 2.0 homecoming. So just
that's
for
what they call
clarity.
it, 2.0. No, we're as the alumni, we're certainly going to support the school, and I mean, it's what we should be doing, because we're, you know, part of it, I think, an alumni, regardless of where you are, you give back and help them generate as much funds, because again, they don't get all the funds they need to do these things that are not funded through the district and other places. And there's a laundry list of great things that Dr. Mahone has done with these funds that were raised through tailgating, that kind of business. So I'm encouraging people, let's support the school. And then on the flip side of that, others want to do something different, and that's okay. That's their right. But from the association point, we're going to support the school, as best we can.
Again, I hope they're doing that. I hope that group that does that still donates back to the school, and that money finds its way back to the school. That would be a win-win situation.
We're going to touch on that. Remember, I don't know if it was the last podcast.
Yeah.
And it was said that it's not an issue. Now, hopefully they'll follow through with that. but wherever you go, I mean, the bottom line is wherever we are, whether you're on the school campus or in the man, that's a Dallas Cowboy fan right there talking about my hat. We don't want to talk to Cynthia McCormick. Wherever we are, there's going to be things in place to make sure all things are done safely, and so people can have fun and then not put themselves in harm's way, whether you are on the campus or whether you're in some parts of the city limits or the town limits. There will be additional measures, just like I know the school have to do. We'll do the same thing out here. So we plan to publish something here real soon that kind of gives them some guidelines. Probably, hopefully, by the end of this week, they all will know. All because last year, if you remember, there were about 10 additional celebrations going on throughout the town and outside the town. And again, people coming from all over the place, not necessarily folks from here. And that creates a challenge for security and others, but it's going to happen. It can be if everyone take, the individual responsibility. It can happen without any incident. So that's what I'm hopeful of. But we will have those guidelines out there that we can manage that through law enforcement and other means can manage those things if it gets out of hand. And we didn't have any incidents last year. I think there was something that happened across the street, in my opinion, unrelated to what was happening on the school ground. But when those things happen, then it's easy to pull it all together and say, the cause and effects as a result of whatever. And that's unfortunate. But again, if we all take individual responsibility to make sure that we don't cause a black eye on these events, or put some people's health.
Y'all on the clock. Y'all on the clock. We on the clock this year here. Yeah. So again, that's why I said in my initial video, listen, man, seriously, we're gonna have to police ourselves. It's not hard to do the right thing. I mean, that's not, you know what I mean? But yeah.
At the end of the day, you're in, people living here. We have two major highways that's passing through. So you have, your tourists, people passing through the town of Andrews. So we can't, just block the roads and, pull up and park anyway. And you have to be careful crossing 521 and other places where our sports bars and things are. So all that has to come into play. And so regardless of where you are, we're going to have to follow the guidelines and the rules and the laws. Simple as that.
Well, it's good. I don't know why they made the decision they made, but I'm glad they went ahead and made that decision. And again, I think it's going to be successful like it's been all the other years. But I know this year, it's like the Tupac song, "All Eyes on Me." So keep that in mind, folks. That your actions could be,
Yeah, because right now, and again, and I know there was a lot of teeth smashing and people not certain that this thing should have happened. So all it takes is one incident to say, "Hey, look, I told you so," and then you may lose this privilege, for a long time. So let's not let it. We police ourselves, and then those who come in to visit us, and make sure we can have a safe and enjoyable time. That's what it's all about. And so for the Heritage Festival the next day, we will have a part of the lineup is we'll have Frank Johnson here. Frank Johnson, the artist, I think one of his favorite songs, you can hate on me, that business, and that's all tied into what you'll be doing this weekend. But a great artist, and then we'll also have True Soul performing as well. So we have those guys locked in and looking for a great time doing the festival the following day. And you'll see more of that here shortly when we push out some of these flyers and to provide you more information. So that's where we are.
No doubt. Let's see here what I got. Where is that?
Hey, since Cynthia ended it, did she hit the like button?
Hold hold on. I can tell you now. Hold on. I can
Yeah,
tell
we're
you
gonna
exactly. Hold on. Let's
get
check
Cynthia
her
on.
right now.
It's a good friend of
check
mine.
her right
She
now.
started talking about these coats, man. It's a problem.
I got.
And why
I
would any
got-
Dallas Cowboy fan talk right now when they just lost their number one defensive player? Why are they talking?
I got Jerry Davis. I got Kathy Morris, Meech Castro, Leroy Hayward. I also got
He's a Cowboy fan too.
Rick Kings, Pelor Richards, and Lori Glisson.
Rick,
And then,
Rick, Rick right now.
Wait.
Yeah.
Gamble Rogers checked in.
Okay. Now see, Rick should check in twice because they're right now the reigning Super Bowl champions.
Hey, Rick and Jerry Jones is number one fans.
Big Rick, how's Philly, man? Rick, yeah, all Eagles, man. So I would assume that the Eagles are big fans of Jerry Jones right now, and the Commanders, all those guys. So I don't. So for Dallas Cowboy fans, this.
There go Cynthia, Felicia Tisdale, Felicia Cumbie Pinckney, Gamble Rod.
All of Cowboy fans.
All of them.
And I'm a fan too.
Listen.
I just hate on them.
and listen, and I did a piece, and the man, you talk about get attacked.
Did you get attacked?
Oh my goodness, because I listen. Michael Parsons is a good. He can't stop the run. So if he can't stop the run in Dallas, what make you think he gonna stop the run in the frozen tundra?
I saw your piece. I don't know whether it was the spark conversation, but that guy's an all-pro.
I get it. He is,
and there's about 10 other guys around him that's got to help stop this run.
I think he made a mistake. I'm not a Dallas fan at all. Okay,
No.
I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. I don't have really much to talk about, but I think Jerry, for once, Jerry has been getting everybody knocked Jerry for not signing these people, for not signing these, for giving this money away, giving this money away. This is the one time Jerry stood on business, and I think it was a good move on his part. I think Jerry going out on top.
I don't know, man. He better. I think he got some good, I guess good draft choices. But see, this is where my heart lies right here, all day. Yellow Jackets, Colts. I want those Cowboy fans to go on back to sleep until they can do something different. And so we'll see whether Parsons, departure has an impact or not. But I don't know how you cannot. And it's like us losing Chris Stewart or Davion. That changes the game.
No, you talk about them boys run stoppers. You got to pick somebody else. They run stoppers. Michael Parsons can't stop the run.
I don't know. I'd like to hear from Rod Gamble.
He gonna get you a bunch of sacks and but he's not a run stopper. And if you can't stop the run, you can't win. That's not championship football. But here's the stat of the day.
Yeah.
This year is going to mark 30 years.
30
since Andrews won the state championship.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh,
and
we're in the same category.
That also marks the same time, length of time that Dallas has been to the, you know what I mean? So yeah.
We probably have more. Anderson probably have more winning seasons than Dallas too. I'm just gonna throw it. We may not.
Well, I'm talking Andrews basketball now.
Okay,
yeah. I was slowed down on that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I thought you were talking football.
Now football, yeah. Of course, we outwin the Cowboys on that. But basketball, yeah, we haven't touched. We like the Dallas Cowboys in basketball, high school basketball. 30 years. Hopefully it changes. It's been 30 years.
That's doing former Mayor
95.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys had a winning team now.
Yeah. They won that season. they ended up 31-0, and they won the state championship game by 31 points.
But you look at the horses they had.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Leggett, I believe Leggett was in that during that time.
yeah, that was Quentin Leggett. You had Martin Gilliard. You had Javoy Giles. You had Dennis Graham. You had Bruce Cumbie. You had
was that Mark Ragg
Kenyon
and Williams was in that bunch? I think they were because
No, that was 80. That was 84.
It was 80s. Okay.
Yeah, that was 84.
Mm-hmm.
And then 10 years after, let's see. You talk about Cowboy Nation. I knew that would get him off the bench right there. And I'm following the season a lot closer this year. So yes, my trash talk is about to be at an epic level this year right here. So
they coming out. You know,
that's
I don't know. So you have any predictions this year for the NFL?
No, I haven't really taken a I got this right here. I think we'll get the Panthers to go. We'll get 8 wins this year. You know what I mean? We'll get 8, and if we get off to a good enough start, we may even because traditionally in the NFC South, it's one of the biggest worst to first leagues. You know what I mean, in the NFL. So that's time.
I have no prediction for the coach. We can't get the quarterback thing right. We just don't have that fire. So I'm just a fan, but I spend more time analyzing and criticizing those Cowboys. That's where my energy comes.
I mean, that's easy to do. That's the most disillusioned fan base in the world. I think Jerry sends out some kind of envelope with some kind of magic dust in it that all of them open, and they open it, and it's like something like anthrax, but then it's just like they believe. All of a sudden they believe because we can win this year every year.
Yeah, it's something different about that fan base. It's very different. But yeah, that's my goal, man. I just create a lot of dust when it comes out of them Cowboy fans. Okay, Ken Cumbie, I think he said not
Ken, not Bruce. Yeah, Bruce was the year before. Came out a year before them boys did that.
Yeah.
Yep. Bruce was there after I left, and he was there with Vernie Cumbie. But yeah, we it was a process, and Kenny Hazelton went through it and developed. You know, he won it. He went to the mountaintop, and then went back and did it again.
That's right.
Yeah. And he's in the high school basketball Hall of Fame.
Yep. I think they'll pay tribute to those guys, I think, this year at some point in time. What I have to remind them, what I don't see on the schedule is the tribute to our veterans. That's typically on there, but I didn't see it. I think it's the second year, so I'm gonna have to get their attention. They're gonna have to recognize our veterans. There's some guys out there. I mean, guys and women doing a lot of tough stuff out there, man. So keep the veterans at the forefront when we start looking at recognizing people for their sacrifices and services. Not for me, but them talking those guys who are doing the heavy lifting out there. So
yeah, I'm in with this. Speaking of veterans, I gotta reach back out to this veteran group. They sent me some interesting stuff about I don't know what these two veteran groups are kind of going back and forth or whatever, and but I got to get some more information. The VFW and I promise to say a few people understand what I'm saying. If you're listening, please go ahead and email me. I'm interested in meeting with you guys and seeing how we can put this information that you want to put out.
Hopefully they can resolve whatever that is, because when you get veterans fighting, it's
I don't know if it was from what I heard earlier. I mean, for what they say, if what they say is true,
Yeah.
some groups and some of these nonprofits in Georgetown County should really go hire an attorney. Yeah, it's that real. So,
Oh wow.
but I'll reach out to those people and figure out what it is, because they reached out to me and I was at a family reunion, and it just kind of, when I got back I was trying to catch up with work and everything. But anyway, all right. Other than that, what do you guys got coming up for the town this week?
No, just still working through these things. We still have 5. We still have active projects ongoing. So we just talked about it a little bit. Just normal business, man. Trying to get this new system regulated so it can do what it's designed to do. Other than that, we continue.
Tractor Supply looks like they are ahead of schedule.
Man, I was out there today. I just drove by. They've already put in,
yeah, they dressing the store out. They dressing that
store
out.
out. Tractors are out on the our lawnmowers are out. So they're either ahead or on schedule, because when I spoke with them when they started this thing 6 months ago, the plan was that they will open on the 1st of October. That's 6 months. That's from, clearing that area out to.
Hey man, I've rode by there and them guys in there at night.
Yeah,
getting it in. So they got a system where it's just like I'm not sure with this, but usually when it's like that, there's bonuses attached to getting that work done on time and before time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the construction guys, man. So yeah, they put these things that it's all a lot of what they do is these Tractor Supply places. So yeah, 6 months they're out. Probably a month later, if not less, the doors are open for service. And so we'll get more information on when the grand opening will be here. They anticipate to be the 1st of October.
You know what I need to figure out? What the chicken ordinance is in the town of Andrews, because
you can't have them.
People gonna buy them chickens. I'm telling you, people gonna be buying chickens. So better brush up on that ordinance and figure it out. Like,
yeah, you still can't have. Yeah, not inside the city limits.
I mean, even if you have like man, listen, I've seen some elaborate chicken coops where it's just completely covered. The bird can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you wouldn't believe the calls we get from neighbors who having to wake up to the roosters. And yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it from where. So, that's been the ordinance for decades, and so until that's changed, because you think about it, I mean, you got livestock in here. They bring a certain odor, and I don't know. I don't care how much you try to conceal that thing or contain it. It just, you have to do that outside the city limits right now.
Oh yeah, and that's why I was talking earlier about building me that it's called a coop cart, basically. So the back part of the yard, I instead of just letting them just saturate one area, I can kind of spread that thing out and fertilize my yard and move around. Okay, let them sleep here tonight, because that's when they do most of their business, is when they're roosting. But
oh man. You studying this whole thing. You might.
Hey man, listen. I gotta go check on my chickens in a little bit, man. Make sure they.
Because there's a lot of things trying to get these little chicks, man.
Well, they literally under me. They literally under and so it's like I got a basement, but it's not underground, and so they're under the house in the little.
Okay, so they get up.
Yeah, you leave them out there. Matter of fact, when I took them out today, first thing flew over was a hawk. I'm like, whoa.
That's it, buddy.
It's dangerous. This street's dangerous.
I had my little dog, man. There was one that's circling us. I watched him. He just went up and he was just sitting. So my little puppy would have gotten too far ahead. She would have been swept up and gone. So
yeah, it's dangerous out here in these nature streets.
Hey, survival. That's what it is. That's nature. But anyway, we want everybody to come out to the football game Friday night. I think
7:30. 7:30. Yep, get there early, guys.
At Weber Ryle Field. So let's all come out and support these young men and our cheerleaders, the young ladies, who cheer very hard, and so should be a good fun night.
No doubt. B team, I'll be in the building with y'all this week. So we I see y'all down in Somerton. But anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all for checking in and hitting that like button. Appreciate that. All of you all. Thank you. All right, we out of here. Boo.